Hey there guys, how you doing? It is Christy. I hope you are doing well. Looks like my mic is a bit loud, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Is that a bit better? I hope so. I hope you guys are having a good night. I am on air really with a spontaneous hangout in order to practice my OBS skills. As you know, I've been working on this new environment. There's some changes even from the last time. I learned a lot from the last hangout. Thanks you guys for being my guinea pigs. So one thing is I picked a different background. You can see now as my arms disappear, that's slightly more aesthetically pleasing than just the purple background. So I saw someone else do that, totally copied their idea. And yeah, you'll see also the environment's changed a little bit. I have created a new screen to transition to where I'm talking about the video, like here, where I'm big, and the video, other side, I gotta learn this. The video is little over here, which is what I did before, but now, this time, when I look at things, I should be looking in the right direction. It looks like I'm actually looking closer to the content, and I created a new one as well called Big Video Small Me screen, and in this one I am in the corner watching the video, so we'll see how this works out. I might have to change the location of myself in here if I'm blocking content, but I thought a good way to do this would be to do that reaction video, or do another reaction video. I told you before that I've heard of Dax, the YouTube guy. Well, he's not really a YouTube rapper. I shouldn't sort of disparage him. He's a rapper who does stuff on YouTube, but he's not quite the YouTube rapper. He's more like an actual rapper who occasionally gets involved with YouTube stuff. But I see he had another video up. A lot of people were reacting to it. I thought, hey, that might be a good opportunity to do two things. One, continue on with my journey into loving hip-hop, and two, try out my new transitions. So shall we go? Okay, so let's go over to the reaction screen vid, and I have to say, I know nothing about this video. I know very little in terms of what this is all about. All I know is what you guys can see on the screen, so we'll be following this along and see what happens. In order for it to be fair use, I do have to stop it. So from time to time, you're going to see me pausing the video and commenting on it. I'm much less likely to get a copyright strike with these independent artists than I am with record label artists, but again, I don't think it's fair for me to just put up someone's content, react to it, and monetize it. I think, if anything, I should try to, in whatever way, engage with the content and make commentary in order to meet the spirit of fair use. That being said, I think we're going to go ahead and try this new transition, this new screen out where we're going to watch the video together. I didn't really do a test of the audio, so we'll see how that's going to turn out, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it. If not, it'll be an OBS fail, and we'll have to move on. All right, so let's go. I'm not seeing any sound in the desktop audio for that. So let me just check my defaults here. That's the display capture. So why am I not getting any sound through? This is why I should test these things before I go on air. Because I would learn a lot. Oh, that's not what I want. Let me just check a couple things. So are you guys, while I'm mucking about with this, I will have to now fill the time with dead air, or with air. I don't think this will make any difference. Oh, and it did. It made a huge difference. So what I did was I swapped over to my speakers, and that seems to have, it was connected with some other kind of audio device in my speakers, and having this now activated the desktop audio feature. So let's try this again. Again, we're definitely on a learning curve here. All right.
Hey, Thompson.
What's up?
I gotta take these streets back.
What you mean?
Oh.
I gotta revive hip-hop.
Oh, yeah? How you gonna do that?
Just follow my lead.
Alright, so what we got? Two cops. I guess, oh yeah, I should say the name of the song is Serve and Protect. So, obviously, we're going with a public servant, or police officer theme here. I should have mentioned the name of the song. So yeah, I should. It's Dax, Serve and Protect. We're gonna be watching it right now. We'll see what happens with the rest of the song.
Hey, You gotta stop waiting on somebody else to do that shit. Get the fuck up. You ain't weak.
Hey, Thompson. I gotta take this one on my own, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alright, that's kind of different. Kind of opens up with a beat, but then stops and puts dialogue back in. It kind of interrupted the flow of the song, but it gave you a flavor of what was coming up. So we'll see where Dax decides to go with this.
All right then. Call me if you need anything.
You ain't weak. You a soldier. Stand up. It's that. Yeah. See, every move that I make is in silence. I've been killing all these beats, but I do not condone violence. Brought the old school back, I went and started a riot. I'm mainstream with the look, so I took off like a pilot. Mumble rap is the diet, pronounce a word you should try. I'm going David on you niggas like you fucking Goliath. Man, this shit is a crisis, I got it down to a science. Rap dead, that's about to revive it. Fuck that niggas.
You guys probably heard him mention mumble rap in the game, so you know we know Dex knows his own abilities quite well, and he knows what he's good at. So let's watch him continue to be good at this stuff.
I told them niggas I would make it, that I was a snitch. Niggas didn't believe they died young, nobody rich. Now they looking sprung when I be pulling off the lot with it. A two-door coupe, peep the roof, how it dropping shit. On my two pockets, complex guy with it. Rose from the dead, this is the fucking Tupacalypse. I ain't cocky, I'm just confident. I young drove the beat the way I'm leaning while I'm rocking it. You know there ain't no stopping it. That's preposterous. I'm head above you niggas like a motherfucking ostrich. On and off and on again. Who the fuck you rockin' with? Dax, little nigga, I'm the hottest nigga poppin' shit.
Wow. Now, Dex, from what I've seen in his videos, I've only watched 3 of them now because I'm very new to his stuff. They've all been in streets. They've all had this exact same background. So I don't know if this is a common feature for his music or it just happens to be the last 3 that he did. But he did the Kill Shot remix or retake or reworking, whatever he did. And that was in this area. And then he did the Crypt Deji Jalo one, and that was on like a street, and now he's also back on the street. So he's definitely, for some reason he gives me a real LA vibe, but I think he's Canadian. So I find that very confusing because to me that looks, maybe it's just because I grew up with that kind of the video and the looks and stuff from the 90s, so I just assume in my American centric worldview that it's LA. So getting back to the groove.
I can't be moved, I can't be stopped, I can't be bought, I can't be rocked, I'm hot, nigga. Niggas buying views off a motherfucking bot, nigga. Rap, hoop, sing, couldn't put me in a box, nigga. Watch how I box niggas. Step to me and you get dropped, unarmed like a black by a cop, nigga. Hot trigger, I done made it off the block, so let me tell y'all niggas who y'all got.
Thompson.
Thompson.
What's up?
Bring me the drip.
Yeah, copy that.
Alright, so this is different. Normally, you know, you just kind of go with the flow. Maybe there's a breakdown, but this is now twice that he's broken up the music to put in these little skits. So let's see where he's going to take it now, because, you know, you don't really put this in and then do the same thing. So presumably he's going to change it up a little bit here. We'll see.
So let me tell y'all niggas who y'all got. I'm a young, educated black dog, made it out the trap, open up the door type, but still make a pussy clap. Old school lab rat, handsome Ben Affleck, murder you on one track, then resurrect the body back, then have them make a body bag. Whole fleet, have you do the Macarena while you singing Cardi B? No limit, I be winning, that's on fucking Master P. Take your bitch and bring her back, and nigga, that's on me, I'm a dog. I went and got it out the gutter on my mother and my father and my sister and my brothers. I don't do it like no other, when I rap, take cover. Why? I'm from Canada. About a year ago I was a janitor. Was hooping back in college, you can tell by the stamina. Animal, eat a beat freak like a cannibal. That's why my mama always used to call me Lil Hannibal. Factual, started rapping, nigga, was a natural. Clocking 6 figures on the motherfucking annual.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I'm also noticing my mic is peaking a bit more. So that's also something that's changed based on the sound. Again, learning, but I'm trying to not clip. So apologize if that the music got a little loud in the last segment. I've taken it down. And now because I was so focused on the technical stuff, I've utterly forgotten what I was going to say about this. Oh, one of the things is I really like the flow that he's putting on the beat. Like, it's a really nice complementary kind of groovy thing, and the way that he's using some words, like the family, mother, father, brother, it just kind of fits really well. So it's, yeah, it's really nice and smooth. It's easy to headbop to, for sure.
Tactical. Man, that's what y'all got. Dax here, I'ma save hip-hop. Stacks! You already know what fucking time it is.
Hey, how'd it go?
I think I did it, Thompson.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go get KSI then.
You already know what fucking time it is, man. Get up now. Not tomorrow, nigga. Today.
He put his cards in front of the face of his guy, but all right. So let me swap out of this window into this one. Hey guys, yeah. So good little tune, fun. I'm thinking too much about the technical stuff right now to be focused on the words, so it's probably not the best reaction video ever. But I'm really glad I finally got to hear more of Dax's music, and it's the same kind of good beat, good flow. I'm gonna have to go back and listen again to catch some of the lyrics. As I said, I'm more focused on the OBS practice right now than on the music side. But with time, I hope that'll become less of a conscious thing that I have to think about, and more I can focus on just listening to the music. So that was it, really just a quick little tester. Go get KSI at the end. Obviously that's a reference to the rap beefs that have been going on back and forth. To be honest, I don't know that I really thought the skits helped the song. It was a very enjoyable, you know, like I sounds like such an old woman, but no, it was an enjoyable beat, and it was enjoyable flow. And I think in this case, it didn't add anything to it by throwing in the extra person and the breaks in the song, because just kind of like when you're getting a groove on, you know, you're really getting into it, he would break it up. So I would prefer, I think, just to hear the song on its own rather than watch the video, because I wouldn't want that really good beat interrupted, or to have to wait for, you know, the next lines that he's going to say in his flow. So yeah, I like what I hear. I just want more, like less talking, more Dax rapping, I guess. It's that's what came out of that. I have one other thing I can show you guys that's slightly interesting if you want it. I think you remember last time I was struggling with my lighting, and since we last talked, I've built the cheapest soft light box or light box imaginable, and so I thought, if you guys want to laugh, I will show you my cheap ass soft light box. All right, let me give you first this is the without the softbox light. It's mostly off right now because you can't see my face. So that's like normal lighting that I might use. I guess that's not even so bad, to be honest. That's not the light I used last time. The light I used last time is super harsh. Ooh, look how harsh that is. So you can kind of it's interrogation harsh. So we've got kind of like no lighting above in the room. Way too harsh lighting. See, like how it blows out half my face. And then last time, in order to get better lighting, I made this little softbox thingy. And also I'm trying really hard not to have reflection on my glasses. So I'll show you how I made it. You have to have crappy lighting though while I do. Alright, so part one is the light. The light I got as part of my mobile phone kit. It came also with the dead cat I showed you guys before. Oh, sorry for the knock. That, and it all sits on top of a rack, which sits on top of a thing which holds the phone. That was that. And then I thought, well, I don't normally use the light outside because I do recordings during the day, so how can I make better use of this equipment? And I saw soft boxes, or light boxes, whatever they're called, on the internet, and they were all too big for my needs and too big for this. They're talking about like big plastic containers. So I did the next best thing. I found a box that would be proportional to this little lighty here, because I really only need to light my face. I don't need to light like huge areas, and I'm not doing portrait for a photography studio or anything like that. So I found a box and repurposed it, really. It was a box that had like a support stuff in it, like a shelving, so I could sort of, it had like a divider inside the box, so by cutting that in half, I could create an almost well-fitted little stand for it. And then this is so cheap, like I just used stuff I had around the house. If I hadn't had this, I would have used tape. So what sat on in there now is that kind of gummy stuff. I don't know what you call it. Blue tack in the States. I don't know what it's called in Germany, but it's not blue. It's white, obviously. And I just stick that on there like that. And then the really, really impressive filter is just literally a paper towel. It's literally, it's even, I think it's got a Christmas theme to it. It's kind of blue and white to it. And so that, when I stick it over here, oh, and there's one other thing I did to it, I should say. This light doesn't last all that long, so the final thing I did was, on the assumption that one day I was going to need a power source, I poked a hole in the aluminum foil that lined it, and then I put Scotch tape on either side of the hole so that it wouldn't tear anymore. Kind of the way you do with a nail polish on your nylons to stop them from running. And then this way I can feed a power source into this if I'm going to have a particularly long show. But if I'm not, then I just pop this baby on and hope he stays, or she stays. I don't think it has a gender, really. It's whatever I decide it is that day. And there we go. Now I've got actually decent lighting on my face that isn't really cruel and isn't really scary and isn't sort of really super one-sided, and is pretty manageable with the glasses. I have to kind of check the pointy where I point that. But yeah, those are my two things that I did for you guys to up my standards of my equipment. Because this stuff is like, you know, basically this equipment is paid for by my patrons. So any improvement, you really have to give them the credit more so than me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to check out my new transition scene, and that's, oh, it's got it on now, so it seems to be working pretty well. The other thing I have to say I have to get used to in OBS is just which screen is the live screen and which screen is the one to be set up, because I noticed, I was so embarrassed. I watched back the last OBS video, and in the chat I was like, basically half of me was covered by the chat window for about 20 minutes because I was looking at the wrong screen. I won't do that anymore. I'm back on the big one. So speaking of the chat, I know this is totally spontaneous. I didn't plan it. I didn't announce it, mostly because I didn't plan it. And I didn't plan it because I decided like an hour and a half before that I wanted to do this. So let me see if I can. Oh, this, I think I see people in the pop-out window. Maybe that's the last one. I don't know. Normally I try to check the chat. I have been, at least, with these. But the problem is, I actually might have been so busy getting ready to go on air, I didn't grab my Galaxy tablet, nor do I have my phone. I guess there's another way to do that, the old-fashioned way of actually just looking on the screen. I could do that as well. So let's see, there's the pop-out window. I think I can maybe finagle this in such a way that you guys can see your own chat window. And then maybe critiquing hip-hop. Oh no, I don't critique hip-hop. Sorry, I just saw the first comment. Yeah, we don't need the pop-out one. We'll just do the reaction video. That's better. That'll be neater. Yeah, that looks about right. Why is Winters critiquing hip-hop? Has she done this before? I'm not critiquing it. I'm just enjoying it. I am all about the N-word. Yeah, I'm fine with people who, you know, in the culture who can say it, but it's not my thing. I pull off that outfit. I wish you could pull off this outfit. It's just really a gray sweater. It's really not much. The little lights of mine. Christy's gonna make it shine. You guys, I really should like. Ha ha ha. Right. Some of Harabi's. I don't know what that is. Sorry, you guys are sometimes telling jokes and I just don't get them. Right. Well, exciting stuff in the chat. Thanks, everyone. I guess while I'm here and you're still here, before I wrap up, because I know I start wrapping up and then I talk for another 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to not wrap up until I actually leave. Tomorrow night I have an interview with somebody. I'm going to do about a 30-minute interview on a topic. Don't know who it is. Don't know what the topic's on yet, but it's on my calendar. So I'm going to set it up tomorrow and we'll see what happens. Then I'm also doing a hangout with Kevin on Friday night? Yes, Friday night at the usual time. We're going to do the happy hour. It's going to be here because I'm going to try out my Skype. I'm going to try out my Skype integration into OBS. So that'll be like the last big test. This interview I'm doing on Wednesday, I'm going to try to bring the person into my OBS window environment and hear them and have them hear me and have you hear them and me combined and everything be okay. Then on Friday, if that goes well, or if it doesn't, I'll learn and try again with Kevin. So we should have, hopefully, amazing audio, amazing visuals, and good transitions between scenes on my side. Kevin, I just want to say as a rule, don't yell at me for Kevin's shitty audio. Don't complain to me about Kevin's shitty audio. I'm doing my bit. OBS, mic, stand, pop filter, softbox light made out of crap that I just found, you know, in my recycling bin. So I'm doing my bit. We're going to try to get Kevin to do his bit a bit more, and hopefully maybe doing Skype instead of Google Hangouts will make it a better connection. I guess it couldn't be worse. That's going to be it then. So thanks guys, I appreciate your time and attention, and let's see. One other thing, I see a couple more comments. How can you know you're having an interview but not know who it is with? It was somebody, so the question, 255AD, is they contacted me on DMs and they said something and I said, well, that sounds interesting. And they said, you should, I think it was like, you should do a video on X. And I said, well, I don't have time, but do you want to come on and talk about it? And they said yes, but their Skype name, or sorry, their Twitter name is just a random series of letters and numbers. And we've talked a little bit about the topic, but I've been so busy I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So I have a lot of things in my brain, and little details that I know I can look up tend to slide off because they're not, I have other important things to keep track of. So if I know, oh, if I just go to my DMs, I'll be able to remind myself of the topic and everything, then I just have to live with the comfort of not knowing things for a while because other things have to be remembered. So that's why. Oh, Gorilla Tape. Someone was making a joke. Yeah, so those are the schedule. That's the schedule in the coming days. Definitely come by for the Friday, and during the Christmas week, I suspect you will see me a lot. I have the response to Sargon. I said I would, or not response to Sargon. I wanted to do a director's commentary on the hangout, the second hangout we did with Kevin and I did with Carl on Kevin's channel. Then I've got the series Inquiries Only Part 2 that came out Monday, but I've got to upload it as soon as I can find some time. And yeah, so I'll probably be playing around more with OBS, and you might have more of an opportunity to see me flounder live as I occasionally want to do. So thanks you guys. I hope you'll come by tomorrow night and check out the interview. I hope you'll come by on Friday and check out the happy hour. We might actually, well, I would say we might actually be able to put the comments up from the chat on the screen, but you know how Kevin feels about getting the ruffians, getting the riffraff involved in our hangouts. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for sure, guys. I've been Christy. You've been awesome. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again really soon. Thanks for watching my struggles with OBS. Bye. Yes, I really want to stop streaming.